Welcome back to Freedom Fighters, guys. Today we are absolutely blessed to have the Juli Bauer in the house. I don't even know if she needs an intro anymore. I feel like maybe she's sort of reached that level, which is so exciting. Congratulations, Juli. Thank you so much for spending the time to come out and talk with us. Juli is a New York Times best-selling author. She has a website and blog that are absolutely through the roof. Tons and tons of people checking in and seeing what this girl's up to. She's also got just a really cool way of relating to the average person that's on the street looking to make some health changes. So that's why we've decided that, you know, we've got to get this lady on the show. So thank you, Juli, for being here. We're so excited to have you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So one thing that I really think is cool about your website and your blog is that you've got not just food on there, right? Like, it's Fashion Friday, it's Workout Wednesday, you know, you're an athlete as well as, you know, this celebrity star person. So tell us a little bit about, you know, how you transitioned into a paleo lifestyle, how you found exercise and health, you know, and kind of give us your background.
Yeah, I was in college at the time, and I had a boyfriend in college who did CrossFit, and he was in such good shape, and so I started working out with him and like doing CrossFit style workouts just in our rec center, and it was terrible. I like did my first burpee. I was like, I'm never doing CrossFit again. And so it took me a long time for just working out by myself, like doing push-ups on my knees and using the assisted pull-up bar at the rec center, just doing workouts by myself to get into shape. But once I was getting to a certain point, I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to just physically. And so I asked him what I needed to do, and I really knew the answer, and it was my diet. He told me, he's like, you eat shit, so you need to change what you're eating and change your daily routine of what food you're eating. So I actually started the Zone diet first.
Cool.
So I weighed and measured all my food. I slowly started taking grains and legumes and dairy out of my diet. It was a very slow process. It wasn't like a day thing. It was probably 6 to 9 months that I slowly took out those things. And I had Lauren Cordain as a professor in college, and so I knew all about the paleo diet. I just denied it. I just was like, no, it's stupid. There's no way I'm not going to have, you know, my cookies and ice cream and grilled cheese sandwiches, whatever crap I could get into my body fast enough.
Right.
So it took me a long time. I finally decided to go fully paleo because I was competing in CrossFit at the time, and my goal was to make it to the Southwest Regional. I think that was 2011. That was my goal, and so I said, okay, I'm going to try the strict paleo thing, and I started doing it, and I loved it. It was actually pretty easy. The first 2 weeks were really hard. I guess I just had that little slump that you get without the carbohydrates, and so I just upped my fat and felt great and did great in competitions and got better and better. And before I knew it, at a gym I was at the time asked me to do the nutrition portion of their blog, and so I started writing that. And once I left that gym, I just figured out, like, I just love writing this stuff. I love sharing whatever concoctions I come up with from other people's websites to my website.
Right.
And I created paleomg.com.
There you go. That's awesome. So when I look at the blog and when I'm following what you're doing, it looks like you're on the go all the time. A lot of people ask me when we do these paleo nutrition workshops, I'm a parent, I don't get any sleep, I drink coffee. You know, what have you come up with, or have you figured out anything you can do to sort of get your caffeine fix on a daily basis that's still sort of in the paleo realm?
Well, I'm not a huge coffee person.
Okay.
Like, my boyfriend makes fun of me all the time because I have cups of coffee that have literally a third drink out of them. So they're sitting all over the place, like ready to be knocked over by my puppy. But I am a person, I like heavy cream in my coffee or coconut cream. So if you get a can of coconut, let it sit in the fridge overnight, and then you'll get the cream settling at the top. I like to scoop that out and use that. I like heavy cream more because I feel like you need less of it. I need like a teaspoon of it in my coffee, and it gets really creamy, and I don't have much of a dairy intolerance, and I like a little bit of stevia in my coffee.
Yeah.
So I always recommend when people are trying to transition away from their, like Coffee Mate or stuff like that, try out some coconut cream, and if you do dairy, try out some heavy cream as well, and then you can put a little bit of stevia in there, just a little stevia extract, and it'll give it that sweetness that most people are fond of.
Yeah. The coffee ends up just being a vehicle by which people get some sugar in their mouth, right? I mean, or for a lot of people anyways. And
totally.
Cream. Yeah.
Like when transitioning from like eating or drinking Coffee Mate all the time, that was the last thing I wanted to give up, because it's, especially if you wake up early in the morning, when I was coaching constantly and I was up at 4:30 in the morning, the only thing that feels good is like a hot cup of coffee, and it kind of suppresses your appetite for a little while, because I didn't want to eat breakfast at 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
I wanted to wait until like 6, a normal time. And so coffee was a really hard one for me to give up. And I gave it up for a while completely. And now at this point, I just like a couple sips of it, and then it's so wasteful. It's terrible. But I like having just a little bit.
It's funny how changing your behavior over a period of time, things will all of a sudden, you won't crave it as much, you'll require less of it, and that's across the board, not just with caffeine or coffee, but with sugar, with grains and dairy and so forth, and we see that all the time, guys. So that's awesome. So we've got a lot of people in the beginning of 2015 that are going to be going through a paleo challenge, either a 30 or 60-day time period, because all the boxes are going to be running these challenges and so forth. After that time period where everybody's really strict, there's a lot of rah-rah, they're excited about it, do you have any recommendations on how to transition into a more like a lifestyle that's going to be long-term for these people?
Well, I have a hard time with challenges, because we put ourselves in this box of a 30-day challenge, and then it's a free-for-all after 30 days. It's like everybody plans out their cheat meal after 30 days. And anything that they've gained, better workouts or weight loss or sleeping better, it all goes out the window after 30 days. Like, we have a lot more days to live on this earth.
Right.
So I like to think of it as, it's talked about so much, but as paleo is a lifestyle. And so you need to create behaviors that are just easier to follow. So instead of, okay, I can only have this, oh my gosh, I'm starving, I can't eat anything, there's nothing, like always putting a negative connotation with doing a 30-day challenge, put a better positive spin on it. And, if you're creating your own challenge, don't say, I can't have this. Say, okay, what can I replace? Say you have sandwiches on a regular basis. What can I replace that sandwich bread with to make it more comfortable for me to transition into paleo?
Right.
So don't put yourself in this little box that you're setting yourself up to fail. That's why gyms explode in January, and then it goes down the rest of the year. That's my website has the highest traffic January, and then it goes down the rest of the year.
That's funny.
With anything that's health related.
Right.
Set yourself up for something that you can stick to. And if you fall off, the paleo wagon, don't think of it as that, okay, you had a cookie or you had that cake for a birthday celebration, that's fine. Have some vegetables and some salmon that night. Don't think of it as a really negative thing, because you're constantly setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
So when you create these paleo challenges, create it for you. I am completely different than you, and you are completely different than your wife, and so on. So everybody needs to set themselves up for a diet that works for them and a lifestyle that works for them. So just create a positive environment for the diet, because there's no need to be negative, because you can only hold on to that negativity for so long, and then you're off.
Right. Yeah. Even Chris Kresser these days in his book, Personal Paleo Code, guys, they're talking about an 80-20 rule. So he's recommending that from the very beginning. You go through a time period, you get out all the garbage from your diet, you see what works for you, you see what doesn't, and then after that time period, it's 80-20. So just like Julie's talking about, guys, keep a positive attitude, keep it rolling, don't get caught up in the details. So I also wanted to hit, in your blog, it looks like there's a few opportunities in your life to go out and live it up, have a few drinks here or there. I'm super interested because, we like to live life. We want to go out and enjoy ourselves from time to time as well. Have you figured out anything behind the bar that might be a good choice from a more paleo directive?
Well, so you'll hear that question asked constantly. I've held paleo challenges at my gym, and they failed miserably because I'm like, let's try to cut alcohol out for 30 days. And everyone's like, I'm out. It's like, that's the biggest thing for people is alcohol.
Right.
So I've heard, you'll hear all kinds of things from tequila with soda water, and I've tried that, and I think it's the most disgusting thing ever.
Just
if
do a
you've
shot.
ever had a bad moment with tequila, it's hard to go back to it. And so I think of everything in moderation.
Yeah.
I don't think beer is something that people should be drinking on a regular basis. It's just, full of gluten. It's going to make you sick.
Yeah.
It's going to make you gain weight. It's incredibly high in sugar. So try to do drinks that are less sugary. I'm a person who, I like gin, and so I'll have like gin and soda water with lime, sometimes gin and tonic, but try to stay away from like, Long Island iced teas or the things that you drank when you were 21 because you're trying to drink all kinds of different drinks in one sitting.
Right.
Keep yourself to like soda water or with a bunch of lime in it. Then you can do that with vodka. If you can find potato vodka or grape vodka, those are great sources of vodka. I think like Ciroc, like P. Diddy's vodka, his one's a good one. And then just try to stay away from the beer. If you can get gluten-free beer or if you can get cider beers, those are great alternatives. High in sugar still, so keep that in mind when you're chugging those back on like a summer day. But everything in moderation. I think sweets in moderation too, and desserts in moderation. So just try not to have like 40 beers in one day because that's probably going to lead to weight gain and other issues as well.
Right.
So moderation, I think.
Yeah, we've all tried that 40 beer day. It's not very fun the next morning.
No. Especially as you get older. Not fun at all.
Yeah, darn
and
right.
I'm only 26 and I still feel that stuff.
Agreed. So, Julie, there's a bunch of people that are going to want to follow you. There are a bunch of people that are going to want to get your book. Talk to me about how can people get a hold of you? How can they find out more about what you're up to? Give us a rundown of what you're all about now and how people can get in touch.
Yeah. My website is PaleoOMG. So think of it as Pale OMG. That's how you spell it. PaleoOMG.com. And I have all kinds of different recipes on there. I have weekly workouts where I just share my gym workouts and how I modified CrossFit workouts to what I can do at this point and to what my goals are. I also do Fashion Fridays, which is just like my way of just showing confidence what CrossFit and Paleo has done for me. So those are my fun little things I do on my website to make it my own. But I also have 2 cookbooks out there. They're both available on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble, and then you can find them in Costco and Sam's Club and all over the place now. My first one is called OMG That's Paleo. My second book is The Paleo Kitchen, so you can get those both on Amazon. And then I'm actually coming out with my 3rd book in August, and so that's coming out I believe it's August 18th of 2015, and so it just yesterday went online for pre-order, so you can get that. It's called Juli Bauer's Paleo Cookbook.
Yeah, congratulations, Julie. That's awesome. Yes. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yes, I'm so excited.
You're in freaking Costco.
Yeah, I know.
That's legit
so weird,
right there.
I don't have to shop in Costco. I really need to go in there and like see my book in there sometime because that would be awesome.
You do. You got to do a selfie with that. Thank you so much for your time today, Julie. We've had a great time. If you guys need to get a hold of her, please do that. And we'll see you guys next time on Freedom Fighters.
Thank you, Devin.